Hello and welcome to episode 12 of Dancing in the Shadows. I have to say, since this podcast started, so many transformational things have happened in my life. I can't wait to tell everyone what's been going on, but I'll just say this, I have escaped the darkness completely. It's been a month since I've recorded the last episode, in part because so much has happened, and I couldn't have done it without all of you listening. Without all of you allowing me to share my voice. It's been amazing. I'm not even at my 18th birthday in my story here. And my intention is to talk about the progression of my life and where it's reached my current path. And I plan to do that. But I might have to bounce ahead periodically. I had mentioned that in a previous podcast. So let's get into that, shall we? I need to tell you what's been going on the last month. It's been absolutely amazing. Okay, since I've broken the shackles that once held my mind in check when it comes to this religious ideology that I was raised in, I took some hard blows. The loss of my family, I haven't even really gotten into that yet. I might have to do that now. I was hoping not to get into this so soon, partly because it's still a pretty fresh wound. But this last month has provided me the strength and courage and resolve to approach and tackle anything. That's how far I've come in 1 month. When I started this podcast, my first episode was recorded from my bed. I was in bad shape. I couldn't function normally, just so distraught. Now, I feel like I can take on anything that's put before me. Simply letting go of all that I've been carrying and realizing that I have the capability, the know-how to face with strength any challenge. That's what's happened in a month. And it's amazing how the universe, the matrix, whatever you want to attribute our existence to, will line up with you when your spirit, your being, your path is focused on a direction of positivity, of intention. It's indescribable, but I'm going to try. As I was doing this podcast, I went down into my garage and I was looking for something that I needed for paper. It was paperwork or something like that for business or whatever. And I came across a storage tub in my garage where I, keep items that are important. And I came across all of my designs from the pool industry. I used to be a swimming pool designer. It's something I loved very much. It was, ironically enough, the class I failed in high school, drafting. Ended up becoming my profession. Later in life, I came across these drawings and I realized how much I'd missed it. The reason I am not a pool designer now, today, simply because the housing market crashed. People that would need a swimming pool or want a swimming pool would, most of them it'd be required for them to refinance their house to pay for it and roll the swimming pool loan into their home. And in many cases, back in the day when the market was good, we were actually lowering people's payments and they were receiving a swimming pool as the equity in their house was shooting through the roof. That changed in 2007, 2008, when the housing market began to fall in the state of California. But now I realized the economy is getting better, housing markets are on the rise again, and the pool industry is back. Has been back for a little bit. One day I was on my Instagram and I saw that there was a pool company that had a really nice Instagram. I was like, wow, this is really nice pools, nice company. They do a really good job with their social media. And they were in San Diego, south of me, about 550, 600 miles, something like that, maybe. Pretty far. But I love San Diego. I've been there many times. Beautiful, beautiful area. I have some friends that live down there, many friends that live down there. And I went to their website I found myself starting to write them an email, letting them know that I used to be in the industry, would love to get back into it someday. And just out of curiosity, do you have any openings? Would you be interested in communicating? Not thinking that anything would come of this. About a week and a half later, in the afternoon, early afternoon, I received a phone call from the owner of the company. In between the time of when I sent the email and when I received the call, one of my friends reached out to me from San Diego and said, "Hey, I would love to have one of your web commercials that you make for my real estate business. I'll fly you down. You can stay with us. I would, love to see what you can do." And I was like, "Really? That sounds great." And she was catching me at that time when I was still trying to pull myself out of this depression. Here was an opportunity that arose. I said yes. She bought the ticket and sent me the emails of my flight times and all of that. And I was to be flying out in about a month. And then I get the call from that pool company in San Diego. And after the call, the owner, I had set up an appointment to meet with him in 3 weeks as I'd be flying down there to also produce this web commercial for this real estate company. How amazing how this all lined up. I'm still kind of in shock. I decided to come out and open with social media on my Facebook and whatnot about where I've been with my depression and where I'm going. Because that was my intention. It's to escape the darkness. And that they need to pay attention to my channel if they want to see something amazing happen. Because all of this was happening behind the scenes. Just like that, 3 weeks later, here I am in San Diego shooting a commercial. And I have an interview set up with this swimming pool design company. And just before I go into the meeting, in my borrowed car, as I'm down there shooting this commercial, they were generous enough to loan me the vehicle to go to my interview. They were excited for me. I was excited for myself. And we met at a Starbucks near La Jolla. And I came out of that interview 30 minutes later with the opportunity to get back into the business that I missed, my dream business, in 6 months. Which means I now have a new challenge ahead of me, and I'm excited about it. I'm going to be moving to San Diego, nearly 600 miles away. I don't know how I'm going to do it, but it's going to happen. I have very little money. I don't have a car, but I have intention, and I have things that I can let go of, which can provide me the vehicle, which can then set this dream in motion. It's going to happen, and I'm going to take you with me along this journey. So I'm super excited to announce that not only have I left the darkness, I have found the light, and I'm going to keep going as far towards it as I can. Man, I'm just so excited for the future. And it just took... Sorry. This is not sad tears. These are happy. I'm so grateful. But I'm so grateful that dreams are still alive. If you believe that you can, and you put it out there, it just all lines up. If this is a matrix, it's so easy to hack if you just get out of your own way. And that's what I'm doing. So I'm going to get back into the regularly scheduled program and say that I'm 17 and a half years old, and I'm in high school. And I have a class, maybe 2 classes, with this young man. We become really good friends. His name is Aaron, and I know he's listening. Love you, man. He listened to me, and he understood through my words the struggle I was going through at this time in my life. The religion, my friend's death, and in fact, in many ways, Aaron embodied Brian for me. He reminded me of him so much. He was funny. He was loving, just a real good person. He became my first roommate out of high school. He saved my ass, basically. He's still, to this day, a brother from another mother. So we're going to get into that story. And all the wacky, crazy adventures that we had. Again, I always want to finish this by saying thank you for listening. It really does mean a lot. You've helped me so much by allowing me to share my voice, providing me with so many great comments and personal messages, encouragement. Now, if you want to catch up on previous episodes and you don't have an iPhone or you don't want to use iTunes, you can also reach me on my Facebook. It is, if you go to Facebook and you just type in Dancing in the Shadows podcast, I will be uploading the podcasts there as well as I do the iTunes. And they're all going to be archived as well on YouTube. Believe it or not, they're there now, which is Awaken ER, one word, Awaken ER on YouTube. And if you scroll down, you'll see it. As it becomes more popular, it will rise to the top. So I appreciate your subscription, clicking the little bell and whatnot. Yes, I have reached the light. Thank you. I'm out for now.